I chose to do an in-game photography project in The Sims 4, and I play Sims 4 hosted on Origin. The Sims 4 is a life simulation game developed by Maxis, published by Electronic Arts, and it's the fourth game in the Sims series following The Sims 3. The game allows players to create characters, play the lives of these characters, and build and decorate their homes. There's no primary objective to achieve in The Sims 4, as you just play the lives of characters, but there are optional objectives such as career aspirations and wants and fears. The base game is free and it includes 3 worlds: Willow Creek, Oasis Springs, and Newcrest. Worlds are collections of different neighborhoods, including residential lots like homes and rental buildings, and community lots such as gyms and museums. And more worlds, items, and clothes are available for an extra price through expansion packs, game packs, and stuff packs. In preparation for the project, I created 4 different characters, one for each world I planned on exploring. The expansion pack worlds I explored when looking for places to take pictures are Mount Komorebi and San Myshuno from the expansion packs Snowy Escape and City Living. And I chose these expansion packs because they both had very scenic, playable spaces, and both settings contrasted well against each other with the different nature, lighting, and weather. The Sims 4 has a screen capture camera built into the game, as well as a free move camera, which is easier to change the angles for photos, so I used these a lot, alongside 2 mods I downloaded from online resources. The first one is the ISO Love Photo Camera by Ravasheen, and this lets you have full control over the in-game handheld camera without disturbing Sims, so you don't need an extra Sim to take photos. And it makes it easier to get better shots compared to the screen capture camera. And I also used Andrew's Pose Player by Andrew Studio, and this mod paired with downloadable pose packs, you can basically position your sim wherever you want and have it pose for photos. For each scene I took about 5 photos, with 3 of them with the sim in it and then 2 with the surroundings. And then I edited these in Adobe Illustrator to kind of make the colours more realistic and to follow the kind of narrative I had in my head, because the Sims game colours are very saturated and very bright. After editing the photos, I chose the 2 photographs from each scene that I liked best, and I tried to choose one photograph of the landscape and one of the specific sim for each setting. I used the pose pack download from the Sims resource and Andrew's Pose Player to have the sim sit on the dock in San Myshuno City, and I used the free camera tool on the Sims 4 camera to position the view and take the photo. I timed this photo so it would be at sunset, causing an orange light to shine on the character and the city, casting long shadows backwards, and the shadow and lamppost draws the eye to the large bridge in the background, and I kind of positioned the sim to sort of copy the shape of the bridge. I timed this photo to be at sunset in order to get the gradient of the purple to orange leading down to the landscape and water behind the sim. The orange light during sunset complements the lit up factory sign and also draws the viewer's eye across the centre of the composition where the light reflecting off the water is orange. The pinks and purples pair well with the bricks of the factory and the city in the distance across the sea, and the sim's dark clothes and pale skin aligns with the 2 lampposts diagonal in the background. I edited the photo to make the warm colours stand out against the greys and blacks of the composition. Again, I used Andrew's Pose Player and the ISO camera to position the sim, poser, and photographer. The camera mod allowed me to get the camera to the sim's eye level to take the photo. I chose to place a sim in dark clothes in front of the brightly coloured waterfall river scene to portray moving forward from bad times. For this photo, I wanted the composition to almost be completely full with greenery and nature. And again, I edited this in Adobe Lightroom to make the colours more realistic and less bright. And during that, I actually noticed that cloud in the background. I really liked how it matched with the spray of the water from the waterfall. I used a pose pack downloaded from the Sims resource and Andrew's Pose Player to position and pose the sim for the photo again, and I used the ISO mod to correct the angle of the camera and lower it to the height and angle I wanted. I timed it to take this photo during the late afternoon when the sunlight looked warm and caused shadows over the surfaces in order for the photo to look more real. I positioned the sim to the best of my ability between the cherry blossom trees while on the bridge, and I edited the photo again to make the colours more realistic. These streamers are called Koinobori, and they're typically flown in Japan on Children's Day, and landscapes across Japan are decorated with them from April to May. And I wanted to keep the colours strong in this picture because of the meaning of the streamers, so when editing I made the colours of the streamers a lot more vivid, and then I decreased the intensity of the red trees in the background. When I went about taking the photos on Mount Komorebi, the game's weather conditions changed to a blizzard, causing the lighting to change and the sky to go grey and cloudy. I decided to continue and take the photos anyway when I realised the red of the cable cars and the orange safety nets stood out really well against the grey. And I also realised the characters' grey clothes actually matched the scene better. And I edited the photo again to make the warm colours stand out against the greys and whites. With the dark gloomy clouds hiding the peak of the mountain during the blizzard, I wanted to capture the stillness and the quiet that snow brings. Once there were no NPCs on the mountain, I took this photo in hopes of portraying an empty ski slope and stationary cable cars, the only movement being the falling snow. When editing the photo, I made it darker to intensify the look of the dark clouds, gloomy lighting, and the barely visible mountain peak beyond the cloud. In conclusion, I really enjoyed this project as it encouraged me to interact with the game in a way I normally wouldn't, and it made me appreciate the level of detail put into these games to make the scenery so beautiful. I think with the impressive development of hyper-realistic graphics in games that there will be a strong future for in-game photography, and I'm genuinely curious and looking forward to see how it develops in the next few years.